So you just got back from the fair. I did not get to go to the fair. I actually wanted to. Not, it's not like, oh, the fair's so awesome, but the kid enjoys going to the fair, so I would have liked to have been there. But
Yeah, you get this sense of excitement. I've done
yeah,
it enough times at this
right.
point where I'm like, just take the money and call me when it's time to go.
So
Like,
yeah, that's fair. You're
you didn't miss much.
just a taxi at this point.
Yeah, a taxi and an ATM machine.
Yeah. So
That's the wife is literally out dropping off kids at 3 different places and all that different stuff. So going back to the fair and just nonsense, Chris.
nonsense. I would have liked to have gone to that '90s throwback concert they had a couple nights ago. That would have been fun.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all the acts, there were like 5 different acts. There were like 7 songs I wanted to hear. Like, I don't want to hear tag team try to dip into the bag. Like,
right.
Like, whoop, there it is, and get out of my sight.
That's true. That's fair. So yeah, we are gonna attempt to have a quick episode this week, as we're getting started a little later than our normal time.
Welcome to KMWP Speed,
yeah.
Thursday nights.
That's right. So really, there's only 2 things I really even care to talk about. We'll see if you feel differently, but to get started, please like and subscribe to the channel, and leave a thumbs up on the video and all that kind of stuff, and leave a comment and everything. Been getting a lot of comments on my bass covers lately. That's been really cool. People going, "Hey, nice job. Hey, your bass sounds amazing." I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, no one's leaving that on this piece of garbage.
Yeah, well. So yeah, please do that. But we have our SummerSlam match is finally official. Yes.
Go.
Punk announced he was cleared on Monday. Said he wanted to fight right then and there. Drew came out and was like, "No, I'm not fighting here in Green Bay." And then, Pierce,
which is a great line.
Yeah,
great line.
Yeah. And then Pierce came out and said, "No, this is a match that's too big for any night. It needs to be at SummerSlam." And then Seth came out, and Seth is the special guest referee for this match, and I'm
just like you called it.
Well, I called it a little differently, but the pieces are all there, just rearranged a little differently. So
right.
But yeah, no, I'm psyched. I still hope they do, and they can go either way with this. They could either, Seth goes to, Drew pisses Seth off, and he goes to clock Drew and accidentally hits Punk, or you could go the other, you could go either way with it. But yeah, just screw it. Just go full SummerSlam 97 on this deal. That's what
hold for hold.
Exactly.
The entire thing.
Exactly.
The whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Do it like they do on the 2K games. You can have Michael Cole just reread all of the commentary lines word for word. Yeah.
I'd pay money to hear McAfee do a JR impression for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that we're here now. We finally can get this match in the ring, and I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. The match itself is kind of secondary to me. The story's just it's been so entertaining to watch them go back and forth that the match itself is almost going to be one of those where I think you're just waiting for it to get to the end to see what the next story point is, big moment in the story is. I'm a realist. I love CM Punk, but he's wrestled exactly one match in over a year. I don't expect him to go in there and just tear it up, especially with a guy like McIntyre who's been on, the run of his life. Like, I don't know that the match is as important,
right?
I guess.
No,
and I feel like there's going to be a lot of with Seth being involved. It's going to be a lot more story driven. I don't think you're going to get a 5-star classic. I can see it being a thing where they try to rip each other's head off, and Seth is right down the middle, calling it like it is, like he sees it, calling it nice and fair. 1, 2, 3, get off of it, that sort of thing. And that's going to be how they get through the match.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of speculation about what Seth's referee attire is going to be.
I hadn't thought about that.
What kind of outlandish referee?
No, see, he's got to do the Shawn. He's a Shawn Michaels guy. He's got to do the cutoff tank and the biker shorts with the bulge. He's got to have a nice, good bulge.
But yes, but if they go full 97, it's got to be this cutoff sleeveless ref shirt.
Yeah,
with his wrists taped, and then like the like track pants that are like bunched up at the bottom, and then like combat boots.
I thought he wore biker shorts in the SummerSlam match.
Nope. No. Nope. He wore like, those windbreaker style pants.
Huh. Yeah. That is not how I remember that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, the biker shorts was later. That was like the first SmackDown where he super kicks The Rock.
Well, he wore the biker shorts
a couple different times, but yeah.
He wore them in the summer of '97. Before this, he wore them in the summer
I'm just speaking of as him as a special guest referee.
Right. Fair enough.
So, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Did you have anything else?
No, my wife is texting me in the middle of us recording, so I'm just responding to her and trying to talk to you.
That's fair.
No, I don't have anything else about the match. We've talked about it. It's exciting to see it here. I hope Hunt gets through it healthy, and he's actually able to do more in the ring than he has been for almost 2 years now. So yeah,
for sure. Just get through this, and then we can go from there. Elsewhere, Dom has made his decision ? So it's one of
allegedly.
It's one of those he doth protest too much type scenarios, maybe.
Whoa, where do you get off bringing Shakespeare into this nonsense?
I just watched an old episode of 90210 where they were in a drama class and had to do Shakespeare. So,
I heard one of the stars of that show was a real dickheaded son. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. Well, speaking of him, did you hear I know you were at the fair. Were you aware of the hullabaloo that happened on the internet today?
Of Graves and the chair shot and all that?
No. That's old hullabaloo. That's this morning. I'm talking about this afternoon, evening.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
So Drew posted a photo of him and Jack Perry together. And it says, this is a real photo, Cry Me a River. And then he ended up deleting it.
That's incredible. Good. That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I saw Punk made a comment today. They asked him, he was at Comic-Con.
Yes.
And they asked him if Larry would come to any WWE, would be on WWE, and he said that Larry's not allowed backstage anymore. So
Larry's got merch.
Whatever. I draw the line at buying merchandise for people's animals.
Yes. No, I agree. I was on the record. Don't bring your dog to work.
Oh yeah. Pass that around. Tell neck tattoo.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, fair.
But no, that's I think that's the thing I've enjoyed the most about this McIntyre Punk thing is like they're taking shots at each other in a real cheeky way, and it seems like they're on the same page about it. Like I'm guessing Punk probably thought that was
hilarious. Maybe, or he didn't, and that's why Drew ended up deleting it.
Or they're both smart enough to realize we can really work the fans with this. Like at this point, why would Punk give a crap? Like he's off in a much better place. Apparently, he's going to work there forever and take over NXT from Shawn Michaels. So
I'm for it.
Things are going good for Phil.
I'm for it. Maybe he'll be on Team NXT when they take on the McAfee show in War Games.
Yeah, right. Back to Dom making his decision about Mami.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't want to make that decision. But yeah, no, he's for sure. He's turning on Rhea at SummerSlam.
I think so. I think absolutely that's the move, and it'll get him a ton of heat, and it'll help. I think it'll help bring Liv to the main event level for good, and it's going to kick off Rhea as a babyface, which I think a lot of people are ready for.
Yeah, I mean, she essentially is right now, but yeah, that'll really push it over the moon, so to speak. So I think SummerSlam is going to be a really good show. Like,
yeah, like I saw a lot of people are complaining about Solo and Cody. I'm like, do you not see what this is leading to?
Yeah, I know. I think sometimes people can't, they get tunnel vision or whatever, and they can't
see the forest through the trees type of stuff.
That's the one. That's the cliche I was searching for. Yeah, they're only worried about. I don't know. It's so weird. Like sometimes people are only worried about the match in the ring, period, and then other times when it's convenient, it's oh no, what about the story and blah. It's like people don't know what they want. So I like tune most of them out because it's like you people don't know what you want. So.
Well, I've been joking about how I'm anxious to see the fans turn on Cody, and there's been a little smattering of like, this is a boring title run, blah blah blah. But every title run gets that thrown at him.
Right.
To me, now's a really good time to pull back on Cody a little bit, let him keep the belt, because obviously once Roman comes back, that's going to be the dominant storyline involving Solo. You can cool off Cody for a little bit, and then, Rumble season, he can take off again, because right now you've got a great story being told with Punk and Drew.
And Seth.
You just mentioned,
yeah.
Right. We just mentioned Rhea and Liv is doing great things. All the stuff with Priest and Gunther. We could have a new world champion. Like, there's other big things going on. Cody doesn't need to be the focal point right now.
Right. Yeah. No, totally.
Because, whether he ends up messing around with the bloodline some more with Solo, or if he's just waiting for Dwayne to come in, when Dwayne inevitably shows up for this match with Cody, it's going to dwarf everything anyway. So
yeah,
you don't need to have him white hot. He's already going to be to the moon once Dwayne's involved.
And look, even when Roman comes back, he's not going to be there every week. So, and it'll be, I'm interested to see that dynamic of him and Roman, on not the same side as far as them teaming up, but just mean like them both baby faces. I don't want to. I don't mean this in a literal sense, but it'll be like when Austin came back after the neck injury, and Rock was on his like superstar babyface run, and then you had both of them. Like,
yeah, at some point they're gonna have to clash again too.
Sure,
it's 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Anything else WWE related?
No, sir.
Oh, you mentioned Comic-Con. Ringside Collectibles has been tweeting out pictures like mad of some of the figures that they're showing out there, and there's a lot of Punk ones.
Of course.
There's one of him in his Macho Man gear. There's one of him of his return at Survivor Series in the jeans and the white tee. There's him in the Stone Cold shirt from the Pipe Bomb. There's one from Money in the Bank, and they had it posed of him with the belt blowing the kiss. Yeah. So there's a.
I don't buy figures, but that'd be cool to have.
Yeah, I know. There were a bunch of. There's a Sid one, like 90s, like I think it's part of the Royal Rumble. They've got like a Royal Rumble line, so I think it's Sid from like Royal Rumble '97 because he's got the belt.
Oh.
And I'm
like,
that looks pretty cool.
I want the Sid with the shaving cream on his face after he powerbombed that jobber on the stretcher.
Yes.
From like '92.
Well,
Give me that.
Those are separate incidents. He powerbombed the job. The shaving cream is when he just destroyed the barbershop. He like took a chair to the set of the barbershop and one of the cans exploded and got all over his face.
Ah.
Yeah.
Man, my memory is shot when it comes to this stuff because I like in my head I thought he had attacked someone on the barbershop and it got on his face and he was powerbombing the guy on the stretcher.
Yeah, nope.
Guess not.
Nope.
I don't know nothing anymore.
Those are You're getting old. The memory's going.
Sure is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And then they do weird ones too that like what who wants this? But apparently someone does. They have a Justin Hawk Bradshaw figure.
Good Lord. I remember back in the day with the Jakks Pacific figures, no, I don't want that. Like anything else.
So
I remember getting the new Blackjacks tag team set as a gift and returning it because I was like, I don't want this.
Right. There's a regrettably, I won't be buying it obviously because fuck him. But there's a Hogan figure that's him. Was it Royal Rumble 90 or 91? Where he took the fan had the homemade banner, the Hulkamania will live forever.
Yeah, I think it's 91 because isn't that it's like the first show in the Orlando Arena.
Yeah.
I think it's 91.
Yeah, but they have a figure of him holding that, and I'm like, that's really cool, but screw that guy. So. Yeah.
Did you hear that, Detroit Lions? Screw that guy.
Yeah.
It was really, really disappointing to see today.
It was very disappointing, and I'm just not. I don't have a good feeling about this.
I kept waiting for the report to come out that Clarissa Shields walked over and knocked him out, but it just didn't happen. We're gonna have to do something totally unprofessional here. I'm gonna have to step off camera and let my wife in the house.
Okay, no problem. So. But yeah, that was unfortunate when I saw that today. Why? Like,
he's been in town this week promoting his shitty beer.
Oh, okay.
His
real American
bullcrap lager or whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, he went to a bunch of bar spots in like Metro Detroit. I think he went to the old Shillelagh for like an hour last night. And he's shilling stuff like usual. So
gotcha. If you don't want that, he's got some John 3:16 shirts to sell you too, brother, with HH on them.
Yeah.
So I was laughing though when he was attempting to rip his shirt last week, and all that kept rolling through my head is the line from the Austin's King of the Ring promo. The "You ain't got what it takes anymore."
Yeah.
That's enough about him. Blood and Guts was last night.
Sure was.
And
apparently, babyface is now set people on fire.
Yep.
Or threatened to.
Threatened to. Yeah. 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 Yep, that happened. I don't know, like, I was entertained when I was watching it, but I don't know if I thought it was good or not. There was a lot of things too where, like, even that, like, Darby was like looking for the gas can and stuff, and it clearly wasn't in the place where he was expecting it to be, and so it was taking forever. So that kind of sucked.
How about the finish in general? It's the same finish every time for these matches in AEW.
Yeah.
It's always someone gives up so that their teammate doesn't get hurt anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, what was? Yeah, no.
The first one is Jericho gets thrown off the thing and
right.
I forget which member of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
It was Sammy.
The one we went to.
The Inner Circle. It was Sammy. Yeah, what was...
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Inner Circle.
Yeah. Yeah, what the one that we went to, I know Sammy got thrown off the top, but I don't remember what the actual finish was.
Didn't Matt Menard surrender because they were going to set Jericho on fire?
I don't remember.
But Eddie throws Sammy off the top, and then there's a whole thing.
Oh, no! It was Claudio doing the airplane spin to Jericho on top of the cage, and
then Menard gave up or something.
No, Jericho gave up on top of the cage. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Or maybe I'm confusing. See, my memory's shot. I don't remember anything anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Menard that gave up in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one where Matt Menard was like, he gave up to save somebody. And I thought it would have made sense to be Jericho.
Yeah, I don't.
Who cares?
But yeah, no, I get your point. And that it's valid. So, yeah, I mean, I thought the Swerve Hangman stuff was the best part of the match. Hangman not coming out initially when he was supposed to, and then waiting for Swerve to come out, and then blasting him from behind with a chair and handcuffing him to the outside of the cage and stuff like that, and hitting him with the belt and like you shouldn't have this, you don't deserve this, blah blah blah. So I thought that was really good. I think they're going Hangman Okada at All In, because he accidentally hit Okada with a buckshot lariat, and they also got into a little shoving match too when the Bucks like forced Hangman to get into the actual match. So I think that's the direction they're going. Detour to take Hangman, seeing as he's not facing Swerve at All In. The spot. I'm not a big staple gun guy, but the spot where they had Swerve surrounded and just were stapling them, I'm like, that's kind of wild. And then he got his revenge. The Bowens trapped between two boards of barbed wire and then getting a swanton or a moonsault or something done onto him. That was pretty wild too. So yeah, it was, like I said, there's some wild spots, but overall, it wasn't in the grand scheme of things. I don't think it's going to really mean anything.
That's been my complaint about these blood and guts matches since they did the first one. They're just doing them to do them every summer now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't blow off feuds. In fact, they're actually just a bridge to the next match, or series of matches, which is whatever. I saw a couple people saying online that this last few weeks of AEW is the best TV that people have seen in years. And it's, and I'm gonna sound like the haters, or oh, you're old, blah blah blah. But hot shotting the territory and burning fans out is a legit thing. If you keep giving them incredible matches on free cable or on cable TV, you're not going to grow your audience. You're just going to get the same 700,000 neckbeards to order the show, order the paper, which is great. Like if it's working for them and it makes them happy, that's great. But they're never going to grow if they keep just giving fans all this spectacular or outrageous content for free. Like, either maybe with this new deal, if all their stuff ends up on Max, then it won't matter, right?
Yeah.
But right now, if you're asking me to pay $50 for All In, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if it were me 15, 20 years ago, where that's a lot of money to me, and like I have to be careful with what I buy. No, I'm not going to buy it, because I know in another couple of weeks you're going to put an incredible pay-per-view main event level match on TV for free, and you'll do it again in a couple of weeks after that. And I don't know, especially when you're burning them out with these like crazy matches like last week, when you've got MJF and Ospreay going an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at some point, I feel like you're going to burn people out if you give them too much of the great stuff for free.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So, yeah. Anything else? Mercedes has a heater now.
Yeah. Which means Britt's going to need some backup.
Yep. So hopefully Jamie's on her way back. So, because that's that would be. I mean, look, the women's division is the best thing on the show, and lately, and getting Jamie back would even boost that some more. So, yeah, that was cool. The angle with Mariah and Tony, was good. To put some more heat on that match at All In. The Britt Mercedes match is official now for All In as well. So yeah, we got about a month till All In, and they're announcing. I think there's at least 3 or 4 matches already announced. So, which is unusual for them. So.
Right. Well, and it's, I think, like you said, Okada and Hangman looks like it's going to happen.
Right.
Looks like, MJF Ospreay is going to happen.
Yeah.
The Bucks are going to be in some sort of,
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be them and Acclaimed, them and FTR, or like a triple threat or something. Some sort of conglomeration.
Oh, it's a big show. Better throw Bucks versus FTR on the card.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they've. Oof. I don't know. I think they've overplayed their hand on that one.
Yeah, that match is. It's overdone. It's not,
because they've done it 4 times now already. Yeah, because All In was.
Is it 4?
It's 4. All In last year was the 3rd one, and then the ladder match a few months ago. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they.
Oh, and they announced the Jungle Jerk Off and Darby. Isn't that it All In too?
Yeah. So
for the TNT title.
Yeah. So right now it's Swerve Brian, it's Mariah Tony, it's Britt, Mercedes, and Darby, Jack Perry. That's official right now. And then, like he said, sounds like Okada, Hangman probably. I'm sure, MJF Ospreay. For the American title now.
The MAGA title.
Yeah.
Some people calling it the MAGA title.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah. Don't know if that was the right place to do. I don't know if Nashville was the right place to try that angle, but because I don't think it had the desired effect. But whatever.
Sounds like a lot of AEW stuff. I don't think it had the desired effect.
True. So yeah, that was it. Anything else on your end?
Nope.
I didn't watch Collision, but I saw some of the photos. That the setup in that esports arena looked like it was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it might look cool. I'm so sour on that company right now. Just even the stuff they do that's good, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that the venue itself looks like it's more intimate.
Yeah.
And I feel like early on that was part of what made AEW so fun to watch is the crowds felt a lot more alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, if for television purposes, it's probably better to fill a 1,500 seat venue all the way to the top than to have a half empty 6,000 seater where half the stadium is silent, like there's no one there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm a lot of international markets. Last week, the library showed up on Max, and I'm hoping it happens here. Once the new deal is announced, whenever that is, I'm hoping that happens here because I do. I want to go. I want to go back and rewatch like the beginning of Dynamite, and stuff like that, and just kind of see, relive the good old days, I guess. Which sounds silly to say for a company that's only 5 years old, but
Yeah, I think at some point, maybe when the 5-year Dynamite anniversary hits or whatever, or not when the new year whatever hits, we can do a look at what went wrong in our eyes or something. I don't know. But,
I mean we've talked about it. We know what we're doing wrong. Cody.
Neck tattoo left and it all went downhill.
Exactly. Joe Burrow said, "See ya."
I saw Cody. They were comparing him to Cody and obviously Eminem.
Yeah. No, yeah. The Bengals tweeted out, "Guess who's back again?" And I immediately was like, "Oh, someone needs to Photoshop a Bengals tattoo on his neck like now, because he looks so much like Cody Rhodes."
It's a ringer for Cody. Speaking of football players and football or wrestling crossovers, did you see Jamal Williams yesterday?
Yeah.
Coming out, of all the people, he sings Joe Hendry's.
Of course.
Song. That was awesome. I miss that guy, dude. I part of me hopes he gets cut from the Saints, and then the Lions just pick him up to be a bench back for like league minimum, just to have him around again.
Yeah. Your wife would be happy.
That's all I care about in life, Chris, is making my wife happy.
I know. That's why I said it.
So I'm gonna plot to get Jamal Williams cut from the Saints and bring him back to Detroit.
Yes, bring him on home. Yeah. I mean, he can only sign. Yeah, he can only sign with us or another team in the NFC North, because that's what happens. We just cycle our backs around.
Right.
It's just a carousel. So, can you believe the Packers are really gonna make Jordan Love the highest paid player?
I hope they do. I really hope they do. And then they find out that it was a 12-game stretch or a 15-game stretch, and they blew it. It's whatever. Not my money.
That's right. That is right.
I think the Packers are a good team. You were a lot more worried about the Packers last year than I was, and I don't think he's the next Aaron Rodgers. Like they all run their mouth like he is. I don't get it. But
I didn't want to play them a third time. That was all. I didn't want to play them a third time because it's hard enough beating a team to obviously we couldn't beat them twice last year. Playing them a third time is just like, eh. But that was my thing. I just didn't want to play them a third time. So,
man, I wanted them at home. I wanted payback for Thanksgiving. I wanted it all. But it's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it
it's a
is.
New season.
It
Don't
is.
have to worry about it. JMO's already torching folks in practice. Let's go.
I mean, again, that either means that JMO's really coming along or these secondary additions aren't going to work.
I was reading, quite a few recap pieces coming out of training camp yesterday, and they all said he looks like a different player. And Nick Baumgartner with the Athletic, formerly of MLive.
Yes, yeah.
He said he basically summarized it like Jameson Williams is a completely different player than he was 1 year ago, coming into camp. And to me, that's all I need to hear.
Yep.
It's like he's figuring it out. And if he can just be that guy that takes the top off the defense when, they're in single high coverage, like it's going to be fun to watch. If that kid comes along, they're going to have a chance to be the best offense in football.
Yeah, for sure.
The type of offense that, like, it doesn't matter how bad the defense is. If the defense is just able to make 2 or 3 stops a game, you can win the Super Bowl. So, fingers crossed.
Hypothetically, would you send him and a pick to San Fran for Ayuk?
No. I don't want Brandon Ayuk at all. I saw someone trying to float like a first and a second for him. And there's another receiver that's supposed to be out there that they were saying the Lions should be interested in. I don't want anybody who's playing for a team like the 49ers and is like, no, I want out so that I can get paid. Like, I understand it, get your money, but that mentality isn't going to work here.
Right.
So, no, not interested.
I agree. I was just thinking about because it's like everyone's the point people are saying of why they're not going to trade him right now is because like what good is a draft pick next year to them, this year trying to make another run at the Super Bowl, like that doesn't do them any good right now. So
you talking about the Niners?
Yeah,
they're not. And again, you're going to get a first round pick. It's going to be like the 28th or 30th pick, or 24th at best, probably. Like you're not even going to get a top 15 pick out of it. Why would you do that? So
right. So, all right. The Yankees going to do anything as a trade deadline, or are we screwed?
No, we're screwed.
Okay.
At this point, if it gets Brian Cashman out of the organization, I'm for it. If they fall apart here because they clearly don't have what it takes, they're not going to win a World Series this year. Yeah. And the only thing that's going to help them get there this year is to trade what little value they have in the farm system, and I'm not ready to do that because I don't think whatever they're going to get for a Jason Dominguez or a Spencer Jones or some of these guys, I don't think it's going to be enough. So I kind of hope they don't. I hope they don't even make the playoffs at this point. And the Steinbrenner family finally is like, get out. Cashman gets booted. Boone gets booted. Get all these scrubs out of here. Throw $1 billion at Juan Soto. Throw another $1 billion at this free agent class that's coming up, and get some new people in here because it's been 15 years of just they look great for 2 months and then they fall on their face and all the holes are exposed again, and they don't do anything to fix it in the offseason.
Right. Yep. You think the Orioles are gonna do what it takes to get Scooble?
No. I think Orioles fans have this They think it's MLB The Show where, like, you can give them a good prospect and a couple scrubs, and teams are like, oh, my God, a top 10 prospect. I have to. Tark Skubal is this is like Chris Sale a few years ago. Like, you're not giving him up unless you get the top 2 or 3 prospect in all of baseball, which Jackson Holiday fits that profile. But you're going to have to give up another top 10 and another top 100 after that, where you're not getting this guy for projects. You're getting them for guys that are like, this dude's going to be a major leaguer in the next 12 months.
Yeah. Yep.
But if they came in with, Jackson Holiday and who's the catching prospect? Is it Basallo? I think it's Basallo, yeah. And that Colby Mayo, like, you're gonna have to come in with like big names. And I don't see them being willing to give it up, and I don't see the Tigers being super excited to trade him unless they're just getting a deal like you'd be a fool not to take.
Right. That's what was that was part of the before the callers for the invitation, the Stoney Mojo Invitational, they had to answer a 2 yes or no questions. Were the Tigers in the wild card hunt, and would they trade Skubal?
No and no.
Yeah, most people said no and no. But it was almost like they were wanting them to trade him. And I'm like again, like, if you get a Godfather offer, sure, by all means. But other than that, like, why would you want to trade that guy?
I don't know. It's what's frustrating, obviously we're Yankees fans. You don't follow the Tigers. I do follow the Tigers when I'm not, rooting for the Yankees. What's frustrating is if they would have just spent a little bit of money in the last offseason, they could be in the wild card hunt, and they could be challenging other teams to give them good players for their prospects instead of it being the other way around. But the Illich is, Chris Illich won't spend money. And, Scott Harris has only been here a couple of years. That's not a long enough time to completely revamp your farm system. They've pulled some pieces out. Colt Keith looks like they got something. That Justin Malloy kid, Wendell Perez, like, these guys are stepping up and playing good ball. If they would have added 1 or 2 vets in the offseason, they could be in the thick of this thing. So, I would be super excited to trade Skubal. If you're looking at it now, like, man, if we just had 1 or 2 pieces, we could be in the middle of this. Like,
yeah,
that could be you next year.
Yeah. Yep.
But it seems like, the 3 other Detroit teams, aside from the Lions, are all stuck in this mode of, like, they're afraid to go make moves because they're like, oh, the timing's got to be right. The timing's got to be right. Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's frustrating because it's been a long time since any of those 3 teams have been fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like Stevie really tried to make the Trouba thing happen, but he just didn't want to leave New York. So, but
man,
yeah, they need a seance to bring Mr. I back from the dead or something, because his kid is not into opening the purse strings for anything, especially with the Tigers. But
yeah, the only thing he's interested in is bilking taxpayers out of billions of dollars for his bullcrap district Detroit. I'll stop. Never mind. Let it go.
It's a wonderful downtown area.
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous down there. Have you seen our jungle of concrete?
Hey, there's plenty of parking.
Yep, plenty of parking at a premium rate still.
So
pay more for your parking than it costs to go see that crap baseball team.
Yeah. But all right, let's get out of here.
Sure. I got some college football to go play.
Oh, how's that going?
Good. It's a fun game.
We might as well do this on air. Give me the details.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna ask you once I click stop record anyway. So just.
Do you want the game or you want the dynasty that I'm in?
Oh, the dynasty.
Okay. So I started as Eastern Michigan. I won the MAC my first year. And then I found that the recruiting is just absolutely brutal if you're Eastern. Because it's like the old games where like your athletic facilities, your stadium, your academic prestige all factors in, and Eastern is flat D's and like everything. I don't know if you've been to Rynearson Stadium, but it's
the
not
factory.
Exactly a high-end facility. But it's cool because it says Max Crosby Field on the sideline and stuff like that. So then I pivoted and I started a new one as Pitt, and that's going much better. It's a lot, playing more competitive games, and I'm able to get like 3-star recruits pretty easily. I'm actually, the reason I'm so excited to go play is I've got a 5-star quarterback who's actually interested in my team, and I've got him like I'm almost there to get him to sign on to commit. So having a lot of fun with that. The game itself is better than any Madden game has been in a really long time. The actual, like, each team has a style offensively that you have to adapt to as a defense. Like, there are some teams that run the hurry up constantly, and it actually wears your players out to the point where, like, even if you've got a competitive advantage, you can get burned because they're dead tired. They have like a wear and tear system and all that. It's a really fun game. I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying the actual gameplay. Because for years, Madden has been like, the gameplay's okay, but it's fun to like build a team through the draft and sign free agents, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really well done. The stadiums feel alive. The whole, screen shaking and not being able to see your play arc, like, it does mess you up. If you're one of those, if you've played a lot of Madden and you do a lot of the adjustments pre-snap to send your guys on different hot routes and stuff, when you're on the road, you can't do that. Your guys, they don't hear the play, or they'll run the wrong route even though you called it to them. And it's actually functional, unlike the games, 15 years ago. So there is such thing as a home field advantage. It's a fun game. I hate to like, oh, dude, it's amazing because it's only on like PS5 and Xbox, Series X or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway, because I wouldn't have been able to put the time into it to really get what you need to it. Like I don't know, I wouldn't have had time to do all the recruiting and stuff like that. So I'm good. It's better not to have it than be like, oh God, I got to play this game. So
sure. I'm not doing the online modes and stuff like that, which is nice. I used to be heavy into that stuff, and now I just pick it up when I've got some time, and it doesn't take as much out of me as those games used to, time wise. Anyway.
I'm just getting a kick hearing people talk about their, like, Huge's dad and the guys on McAfee show are talking about theirs constantly.
Yep. Yeah, I said I'm gonna DM him, then I'm gonna send some friends and family, and then I'm sending the house. Yeah, I saw those. Yeah. Like,
it's just the different, like like Connor is like built a powerhouse at Utah, and then Darius was like started out as Colorado and was like, I'll just simulate the recruiting, blah blah blah, and like then he came back after the weekend and was like, nope, got fired, so now I'm starting over as someone else. He goes, that recruiting is no joke.
That was the other thing. After my first season at Eastern, I got offered the head coaching job at Wisconsin, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold out for a better gig. And then the next year, the recruiting went so bad, and I think I went like 5-7. Like, I didn't even make a bowl game, and I was like, oh, this is really hard year after year. I should have taken that Wisconsin job.
You should have taken the Wisconsin job. Said
nobody ever.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good time. I'm not even. I bought the bundle that comes with Madden, and I don't even know if I'm gonna if I'm gonna get into Madden right away. That might be a couple months down the road.
Right. So, well, cool. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right, now we'll get out of here. Yeah, we'll be back next week with the SummerSlam preview.
Summerfest.
I'll be actually giving my full thoughts because I will not be on the Grin next week for their preview. So you'll get the full Chris experience here on this show next week. So
my camera off. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Like and subscribe, and until then, see ya.